Today, we start Module 2, Basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I put these three basic topics in the same module, but in this module, I mainly give you the easiest features. The next module, then I will give you advanced features. All right. Part 1, Basic HTML. The first video, Part 8.1, Introduction to HTML. All right. Our first question. What, why, and how of HTML? So we answer these three questions. Question 1, what is the HTML? The meaning of it. So that's easy. Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext. So we mentioned that a little bit in our Module 1. But later, we will spend some more time to study this hyperlinks. So here we do not look at this part. Markup. So we want to explain this term, markup language. So what is the markup language? When we talk about a markup language, so in the context of computer text processing, in this context, then let's discuss the properties of a markup language. First, it describes a piece of text for a special meaning. We need to put some special meaning on this particular piece of text with annotations. How do we put it? We use some way to do annotation. So we will see that special way. All right. Here, let me show you some examples. Title, boldface, paragraph. For example, in one article, a block of text. Okay? A whole block of text. One part, one piece, we want to use it as title. So we want to mark it as a title. That's this. And another piece, we want to make it boldface. So that's the special meaning we are talking about. Okay? Another block, internal block, we want to make it a paragraph. So things like that. All these different meanings, we can use a set of annotations to define them. All right. So that's the markup language, the first property. The second property, the markup part is not shown in display. So we put special text. We put special text, as the markup part. So that part we do not want to show to our users. They serve as some special meaning definition. So not for the text content display. All right. Next property. It can define the structures and the styles of the text blocks. So basically used for two purposes, structures, styles. So let's go back to our three examples. The first, the title part, that's the structure part. So in this whole article text, we want to use one particular line or a string as the title. That's the structure inside this whole article, right? Second, the boldface, that's the style. So how do we want to display this particular string? The style is in boldface. Paragraph, also structure. As a structure, it is a paragraph. Yeah. So here you can see we can do those two things in our markup language. Yeah. But later, you will see we will separate these two parts. Okay? The structure part, we will use HTML. The style part, we will use CSS. Okay? In that way, so there are many advantages. So we will discuss that later. Yeah. All right, so that's the meaning of the markup language. The next question, why should we use the HTML? Right? Yeah. Why it is useful? Why we should use it? Okay. Yeah, so the answer is very straightforward. Yeah. First, we need a language to describe the structure and the style. Yeah, here I put in a parenthesis. Yeah, because later we will shift this responsibility to CSS. Yeah. But in the early version of HTML, this part is included. Early version. Yeah. This part also included inside that HTML. Yeah. Later, people realized it's not a good way. So it was removed, using a different technology to take care of that. All right. So we want to do that, and we want to use a simple way to do it. We don't want to use a very complicated way to do it. So we want to find the easiest way, the simplest way to do it. Yeah. Right. So people need to design this special type of language. Yeah. It can do the job, but as simple as possible. That's the purpose. For this reason, then after many rounds of evolutions, then finally we have this technology or product, HTML, the current version. Yeah. All right. Next question. How to describe the structure in HTML? Now, another basic question. How to describe the structure? Yeah, we know the structure is important inside an article, but how do you describe it precisely and in a simple way? Yeah. Here, the solution is simple, smart, effective. Yeah. Use a pair of tags to assign some special meaning to a piece of text. That's the solution. A pair of tags to do the job. We described it before. Okay? Yeah. Let's look at this way. Tagging. Yeah. How do we do the tagging in our text? This tagging refer to that annotation thing. Okay? Yeah. Annotation. We use a pair of tags or many pair of tags to do the annotations. All right. Meaning, so tagging mark the beginning and end of an element in the text. So we, that piece of text, we give it an official name, element. Yeah. We use a pair of tags, beginning, open tag, and close tag. Okay? Open, close. Yeah. A pair of beginning, end. Okay? Yeah. The format is like this. You need to have a tag name. Okay? Enclosed, between a pair of arrow brackets. Okay? A pair of arrow brackets. Yeah. So tag name. Yeah. Then for the end tag, you use a slash before that tag name. So in this way, you mark begin and end. In the middle, inside, between, that's the piece of text you want to define its structure. Yeah. So that's simple. Yeah. Useful. Yeah. Effective. Yeah. But here, yeah, you may ask why we use this way, marking the beginning and end, because this way will make the parsing program easier to do the parsing work. Parsing. Yeah. More specifically, the web browser is doing the job. The web browser will parse your hypertext markup content. Web browser will do it. You know, how to make the web browser extract each piece of text with predefined structure. This pair of tag can make the parsing job easier. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Next. Number 2, first HTML example. After that background explanation, now let's look at our first HTML example. So very simple. Yeah. Look at this. Yeah. You see many tags. Okay? Many tags we used here, and we have several strings annotated by those tags. Yeah. So let me explain the basic things. Yeah. First, we use a text editor. Yeah. So we use some text editor. Yeah. It should be the plain text editor. Okay. So do not use the styled, the word, word processor, with a lot of style special ways. So that's not good. Yeah. So we want a plain text editor. Okay. Notepad. Yeah. For myself, I like to download a Notepad++. Yeah. That's my favorite text editor. Yeah. So you put there, you either type or copy paste. Yeah, so anyway, you produce this block of text, then you save it as a file with the name .html. So here I call it first.html. Okay, so you have your freedom to choose what name you like to use. Yeah, so here I just use the first.html. When you read some articles on web, sometimes you may see many people also use the first, here regarding this example, okay? Many people also use HTN as the extension. That also works, okay? HTN, 3 characters, drop that last L. That also works, yeah, but this style not recommended, okay? Not recommended. Yeah. The reason is this style came from the old computer system, yeah, old Windows, old DOS, old system. In the old system, it has a assumption extension only use 3 characters for extension. That's the rule for the old system. But new system does not require that. So your extension, not necessarily 3 characters. Yeah. It can be any number of characters, yeah, for the new system. So that's why in the old way, you know, people, in order to follow that rule, so people use 3 characters. Okay? So that's why sometimes people also do it in this way. Yeah. But right now we don't have that restriction. Yeah. It is not recommended to use that old way. Yeah. We just use the new standard way, HTML, as the extension. Yeah. All right. Otherwise, if you do not use acceptable extension, okay? Acceptable extension, yeah. Sometimes there is another one, XHTML dot, this extension also acceptable. Yeah. So we will talk about that XHTML later. So when we have the basic knowledge background. Yeah. If you do not use one of the acceptable extensions for HTML, your browser won't render it. Yeah. Won't use the HTML rule to render it. Okay? Yeah. So, you know, it is not easy to find an appropriate tool to render your document automatically. Okay? You can do it manually. Yeah. So you open a web browser and load this file. You can do that, but that's the manual way. That's not automatic way. So we want to have an automatic way. So you double click the document, a web browser will open it and render the page for you. That's what we need. Yeah. All right. So those are the basic rules. Yeah. Try to follow. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, you will have trouble. Yeah. All right. Next, let me explain all these elements. Yeah. The first one, this tag, this one, this element, yeah, we call it, it defines this document is an HTML5 document. This is the current version. HTML5, that's the current version of HTML. Yeah. This version is a big improvement. Comparing with HTML4, there are a lot of improvements. Yeah. And in the new technology makes the, you know, our page structure representation more powerful. Yeah, we can do a lot of things. Yeah, more powerful. Yeah, so that's why we should use HTML5. Although right now many web pages on the market still use the old versions. Yeah, because they were created a long time ago. So people just do not bother to change, to update. Yeah. Still, old version HTML5 still are used by many websites. Yeah. But if we need to define new web pages, we should use the HTML5. All right. Then this part, it is like a declaration line, the top line, the first line, the top line, declaration line. Yeah, it is this simple. Yeah. If you look at the earlier version, declaration line, very long. Yeah, sometimes multiple lines. So nobody can memorize the content. Okay, so people always copy paste that part. Yeah, so HTML simplifies that part. Yeah, so using this simple way, and the browser can understand what's the meaning after this line. Yeah. All right. Next, HTML tag. It's easy. Yeah. It tells that this whole block of text, that's the HTML document. And this tag is used as a root element of your HTML page, root element. So what's that? When you see root, what can you think of? Root, a tree, right? You see a tree. The tree starts with a root, right? So you have a tree structure. Tree structure. Here it tells you your HTML page, the content, the elements inside it with all the tags, organize your HTML content in a tree structure like this. It has root, subtrees, branches, levels, all those things. Yeah. Start with this HTML tag. Yeah. So later you will see how do we use those tags to build this tree. Yeah. Next tag, head element we want to define. Yeah. So this element contains meta information about the HTML page. Meta information. The head part, yeah. Here, look at this part. Head, this paragraph or this block, head, meta information. Yeah. Other than title, because this page is very simple, so we do not add other descriptions. But usually we will have several lines of some extra description. Yeah. Meta information means description. Description. Extra description. Okay. The description part may not be necessarily displayed, yeah, because that tells the browser something special you should do. Yeah. So that part mainly tells the browser you need to do something special. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Meta information. Yeah. Then this title, yeah, inside it, that title, yeah, it specifies a title of your HTML page, yeah, and the content part of the title will be displayed in the title bar. So each page you have a title bar. Okay, yeah, old way, new way. The new way display the title content in the pages tab because you use many tabs. Each tab you can see some text there. That's the title part. Yeah. All right. Next, body element. Yeah. So you can, get idea. The body element defines the document's main body. Yeah. So other than the header part, then the body part below. So the main body, okay, that part. And it is a container, okay? Like a container. You can drop many components inside the container, okay? So, yeah, using the nested structure, nested tags structure. Yeah, because this body, you have a pair of tag, body. Inside it, you can have many other tag pairs. Yeah, let's call tag pairs. You have many other tag pairs, nested tag pairs inside. All right. So for all visible components, so you want to make your web browser render those visible content, yeah, such as headings. Yeah, we will see the headings, right? So one big article, you want to put appropriate headings at different places. Paragraphs, paragraphs. You want to, divide your article into several paragraphs. Yeah. Images, yeah. So you want to, embed, or you want to position somewhere images. Yeah. Hyperlinks. Some important terms you want to associate them with hyperlinks. Yeah. Tables, organize your data in tables, lists. Yeah. So many things. Yeah. So we will cover these things quickly. Yeah. All right. Then H1 heading part. Yeah, we just talked about heading. So H1, it defines a larger heading. Actually, it's the largest heading. Yeah. For the heading part, we have the largest is H1, the smallest is H6. Okay, H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So the size reduced from H1 to H6. Okay, yeah. In that, yeah. Here I can show you a simple example. Yeah, because we can see that example easily. Yeah. All right. Here, look at this page. Yeah. So this is what I give you the reference. We will use this website a lot. w3schools.com website. Yeah. So many of our examples we will select from this website. And here, this one is a good example. So look at here. Heading, we use H1, H2, H3, 3 headings. Yeah. Actually, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So we can see, when you click this button, try it yourself, you can see the result immediately. Okay? Yeah, so that's the heading with different size from the largest to the smallest. And how do we make it? Yeah, these 6 lines, how we make it. Yeah. All right, so very easy. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's go back to our PowerPoint slides. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we are here. Yeah. Next, P tag, paragraph. Yeah. So it defines a paragraph using some space to separate paragraphs. Yeah. How do you define paragraphs? Yeah. Basically, for 2 adjacent paragraphs, the browser insert small amount of space. So visually, you can see, you can separate 2 adjacent paragraphs. Yeah. All right. So then we define, yeah, because we always call an HTML element. Yeah. So we define that it is defined. Each element is defined by a start tag, some content between, an end tag. Okay? The syntax is like this. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. The standard format for a element. Yeah. So we call it the general term element. All right. The last slide, I want to show you visualization of an HTML page structure. Yeah, the last slide. All right. So look at this picture. Yeah. So you can see the tree structure. Yeah, very nice tree structure using a set of tag pairs to represent that tree, nested tag pairs to represent that tree structure. The highest level HTML as the root. Under it, 2 branches. The first branch, first the subtree. Yeah, let's call it first subtree. Yeah. Start with head tag. The second subtree start with body tag. Then inside the head subtree, then you have, other branches, subtrees. Right? So under this subtree, you have other branches, right? Yeah. So you can represent. Yeah. So now you can imagine with this structure, with it using this way, we can put a lot of nice structured elements inside our HTML document. Okay. All right, so that's our part 8.1, Introduction to HTML. All right.